Hey, welcome to The Rock, where we talk about biblical theology and Christian living. Today I'm with Chris and our buddy Zach, as always. So go ahead. So Christian living. We usually talk about some kind of biblical theology, or we've been pulling stuff out of the Bible. But the last couple of videos, we kind of hit hard on what does it mean to serve. What does it look like to be a servant? What does it mean to love somebody? And some of those opportunities come through missions, whether it's serving in your hometown, or doing something in your country, or doing something international, to just care and serve people. And last week, me and Mike had the opportunity to serve overseas in Cambodia. This mission was just an amazing opportunity to just love on people that most people might look down on or might not even think about. So, Mike, how did you experience this? What did you expect going into this?
I didn't really know what to expect. I even told him as we were going, I said, I'm just going to keep an open mind. Because when you try something different for this first time, or something you've never really done, because this is my first mission trip internationally or nationally. So I just wanted to stand back, watch the experts. You guys done it a few times.
No one calls expert.
Yeah. See, you guys do it a few times. So I wanted to just see how it was going. So I kept it open, but as soon as we got there, you can tell that the organization that we went there with, the people that we got to see, it was very eye-opening, very emotional, very, definitely breaks your heart. And so,
yeah, and like you said, this was his first mission trip, and that's why we wanted to get this tape as fresh as possible. This was going to be my fourth, and the thing I love about missions is that you go with a group of people, a team, and you go in there just with the heart to serve God and to love people, in a situation that you don't fully understand until you get there. Yep. You're a group of people just ready to serve God without expectations. And I mean, we kind of learn about the culture a little bit, and we get to serve maybe one or two times together before we go. But when you do something this heavy, when you're serving God 24/7 for a week, it is just an amazing opportunity to just see God just pour out of people. And it was just an amazing opportunity.
Especially being the first ones to be able to teach about Jesus to people that have never heard him before. Mm-hmm. That's just an amazing opportunity to be able to share that to people for the first time.
Yeah. So, Mike, let's talk about what is one of the experiences that maybe you brought happiness. What are some of the good experiences?
Oh, the kids. 100% the kids. Yeah. So when you first get there, you can. As you get out of the van, kids jump for joy as they see you, and then you get to play with them, wrestle with them a little bit. That was my favorite memory over there is, just playing with them and see their smile on their faces. They don't get the opportunity to do it all the time.
Mm-hmm. And like he said, when we pull up on vans or something like that, and we start to see the condition in which maybe they might be living, and to us, it could be heartbreaking. It's a situation that we don't typically see here in the United States. And then when you pull in, you're kind of you start to get that sorrow feel. And then you just see the kids light up. And like you say, it changes the atmosphere.
Well, it's not just the kids, the adults too. Because they have to, all they do is they get up and work, and they work for their family. It's very community activated units over there. So, it gives them a break that we get to play with the kids, and keep taking some food for them. They're generous. They're happy.
Yeah. What do you call it? Not the humbleness, but just their hospitality. Is amazing. People that don't have, but the little of the little. Yeah, they just to take you in and accept you, and just enjoy that somebody came to visit and pour on them and meet them where they are. It was a humbling experience. These are some of the great things. What did you what did you see that, maybe you didn't fully understand, that maybe broke your heart a little bit, or like you say that veil, when did that veil kind of be lifted?
So when you're going around some of these communities, especially outside the main city, you can see their living conditions. So a lot of them are sleeping in hammocks, wide out in the open, sleeping on the floor. A lot of the kids don't have shoes, walking in the dirt, glass everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's hard to see kids and adults living in this situation where we think that it's not normal. For them, it's a normal everyday experience. That's their culture. That's what they are. So
Yeah. And I think a lot of people get this idea, especially in the United States, where we have all these opportunities, that people go through this on their own accord. These are choices that they are making.
but it's not. That's their culture. That's how they live. They don't have other opportunities. Like in countries like that, they don't have welfare. They don't have food stamps. They don't have a retirement account. These things that we take for granted here, that we think that we think they're rights, but these are what they call privileges that we have because of the United States. But in those countries, they don't have all that stuff. So we'll say it a few times. Like when you think about the way you live, lift your veil sometimes, open your eyes, open your horizons to this is not the way that most of the country lives.
Yeah. And I think Mike even said it during our trip, that these kind of things, it's kind of like when you study the Bible, is that you need to see the context in which you're going to serve. Right? When we go to some place like Cambodia and you look at the history of it, we're talking about the Khmer Rouge coming in after the Vietnam War and what that does to a country where it wiped out their identity. They wiped out all those that were intelligent, that wore glasses, had soft hands, anybody that could have any opportunity of rising up, they just completely annihilated.
Yep.
Now you're talking 40 years later, and these people are trying to figure out their identity. They don't have like this built educational system, or they don't have training opportunities. So they had to resort to a kind of living of just survival. They are the day-to-day survival mode.
The United States is 250 years old, and we're still trying to make an identity for ourselves. And that how young of a new country that is, trying to just is mind-boggling how fresh they have to restart.
So I encourage you to, when you think about like, why are people going to these places, do a little bit of research, understand what these people need and what they're going through. We see a lot of people just desperate to make a living. They, like I said, they don't have the even capacity to think about planning for the future or what does it mean to save up when they're just trying to make ends meet for the day.
Yeah, and then like their education level, they end at 5th, 6th grade.
Yeah.
In most of the cases, because they need to go to work to help support the family.
Yeah, or they can't afford that high school, university level education. So it is also important when you find an organization to partner up with, that they have the opportunity to take these kids, the new generation, and help them become a part of this identity to pour back from generation to generation.
So that's what we hope to entitle you guys to do. Reach out. Start in your own communities. There's homeless outreaches. There's ways to sponsor kids for school. And then if you want to go more, there's other organizations, ways to reach out more.
Yeah, if you have any of these passions, or you're thinking about, hey, what organization can I get a hold of or be a part of? What can I do in my own city? Stuff like this, please put it in the comments below.
Yeah.
And we can point you in the right direction wherever your heart is.
We'd be glad to.
Yeah. And if God is putting something on your heart, I encourage you to do it. He will make a way if you do it. Like I said, another part of these trips is the team itself. I always, when I go on these trips, I always tell my wife, I don't just go for the mission and for the team. The team itself needs people to be encouraging and strong for them. And I realized
we had a great team this time. There was no issues. We encouraged each other every day. There's a lot of spiritual warfare going on. So we were there to hold each other up.
And that's what I was talking about. There is that spiritual warfare. By the third day, you're starting to feel the heaviness of what you're doing. and people are starting to kind of break down, and the hearts are breaking because God says, break my heart for what breaks yours. On these mission trips, this really happens.
Got me going a couple times.
And we're just there to support each other and encourage each other and build each other back up. Because once you're done with the day, you know you're going to start again the next day.
Yep.
And we have to go back just as strong, just as willing. And so being a part of the team, being there for the team is just as much part of the mission as the missions themselves.
And even coming back home, because it's heavy-hearted coming back home. You're done doing that. Now you go back to everyday life.
Yeah.
So now, like, we continue to check up on each other, and we're going to continue to do so. So
Yeah, it's I tell this, it's like a spiritual kind of high when you're there, because you're serving God 24/7. You're actively seeing these things happen. You're having the opportunity to pour into this just constantly, and then when home you're just supposed to stop it, and it's like a spiritual withdrawal sometimes, and you need those people to cling on to, and it's good to have people that you know that are loving God and willing to pour into people. So I encourage you, if you have the opportunity to serve, if you have an opportunity to pour into people, and even in your community, in your church, if you can't physically, or you have a different calling, maybe it is just to donate or to help others go out and make a difference, I encourage you to do so. Be a part of something we might not be able to make the big waves or make a consistent difference right on the spot. But just like the name of our group is Ripples of Christ, we can make small ripples that we might not see the outcome of, but they will turn into waves. So again, I encourage you to just make a small step and see what happens 5-10 years from now if you consistently do it. So thank you.
and on the Rob, you appreciate it.
Please comment and like our channel, share, and we'll see you next time.